Tides of the Heart by Claire Ariyahu. Lagos breathed in chaos and exhaled fire. It moved too fast, too loud, too wide for the faint-hearted. But Adurora had never been faint of heart. She stood outside the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, the weight of justice sitting heavily on her shoulders. Her black robe clung to her in the heat, and her eyes scanned the street as if searching for ghosts. And then, like a shadow that refused to die, he appeared. Emeka Ezino. He emerged from a sleek black SUV, dressed in a charcoal suit that made him look like he'd stepped out of a magazine shoot. But it wasn't the suit that stopped her breath. It was him, the man who had once made her feel safe in a city that devoured people like snacks. Adurora, he said, voice low, threaded with hesitation. She didn't answer. Her fingers curled around her case file. Her knuckles turned white. Please, he said again. Just 5 minutes. She turned slowly. 5 minutes to what, Emeka? To lie. To twist the truth like you twist everything else. His face fell. I never lied to you. But you didn't tell me either. That was the beginning of the end. The day she found the files. An anonymous whistleblower had dropped them on her desk. Acquisition documents. Land transfer records. Legal memos with her late father's name scribbled in cold, indifferent ink. 10 years ago. Her father's factory had been seized in a supposed government partnership deal. She'd watched the man crumble under the weight of failure, watched illness replace pride in his eyes, watched him die quietly with the scent of palm, oil and metal still clinging to his hands. And now the paper trail led back to Emeka, to the man she loved. He looked her in the eye now, searching for the part of her that used to laugh at his jokes, that used to lie naked in his arms, whispering dreams into the dark. I didn't know, he said again. I swear to you, Ada, my company was expanding. I signed off on so many acquisitions. I didn't know this was one of them. She wanted to believe him. God, how she wanted to believe him. But the world had taught her one thing. Men with power rarely claimed responsibility. They bought silence. And then the real blow came, an email. Back off, or your mother's medical records go public. She'll be a headline, and you'll be the reason. She'd frozen. Her mother, barely surviving cancer, was private to the core. Her dignity was all she had left. One leak could shatter her spirit. Adurora had walked away from Emeka that night. She broke things off with the precision of a surgeon. Clean cuts, no lingering stitches. But she bled in private. Her bed was too big. Her nights are too long. And the truth sat in her throat like a thorn she couldn't swallow. Then, weeks later, he came to her again. This time, with a flash drive. This is everything, he said, voice raw. Internal emails, the names, the evidence. And this, he handed her a printed letter, my resignation. She stared at him. Her heart warred with her mind. Chuka, he said, eyes dark. My cousin. He wanted the company. He orchestrated the blackmail. He found out about your mother and used it. I confronted him. He confessed. Why tell me all this now? Because you deserve to know. Because I'm tired of winning battles and losing my soul. That night, Adurora sat alone, watching the files play on her laptop. Her father's name, her mother's silence. Emeka's voice on a recording, shouting at his board, threatening to bring the whole empire down if they didn't come clean. He had risked it all for truth, not for her love, for justice. And that, somehow, meant more. Weeks passed. Then one Sunday morning, in a quiet CF tucked between two art galleries in Lekki, she saw him again. He sat alone, coffee cooling before him, eyes lost in some distant place. She walked in, heart pounding. Emeka. His head snapped up. His expression flickered surprise, hope, fear. She sat across from him. I'm still angry, she said. I understand. I still don't trust easily. I never asked you to. She looked down at her fingers. But maybe. I'm tired of pretending I don't miss you. Silence stretched between them. Then he reached across the table slowly, as if afraid she'd vanish. When his hand touched hers, she didn't pull away. Somewhere outside, Lagos kept moving, loud, wild, relentless. But inside, time softened. Because love doesn't always come back clean. Sometimes it crawls back bruised, half broken, ashamed. But if it's real, it returns. And it rebuilds, one truth at a time.